It seems we're live.
Yay!
Hello everyone, it's Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish. We are live, even though we can't see it. I'm being told we're live. Okay.
Hello, my name is Rose with Live by Design, and welcome to Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. Welcome. We do this every Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time in the United States, and this would be Mondays for some of you watching us. Welcome. If you've never been here before, welcome for the first time. If you are coming back and you're a longtime viewer and participant and community member, welcome back. It's so good to have you in these times. Like, we really need each other. You know, I think we always need each other, but even though we are super busy here and we're always working on a lot of projects, there's been moments recently where it's been really highlighted to me how much I miss community and people and friends and just kindness and connection. And we are able to bring together people in community on this live to have a little bit less isolation, to have more connection and love and friendship and just that human interaction, to feel less lonely. So welcome. This is a collaboration between myself and my partner who's doing some sharing. We would love for you, if you know our work or if you are new, just to share it in places or to your friends if you think they would like what we offer. Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth is, it's a live spiritual type show. We do distance energy work and card readings and just really, again, help people to feel more connected, less lonely, more part of a community, not just in these times, but, you know, as many people who are contacting and connecting and reconnecting to different aspects of their identity, including things around their spiritual identity, the way that they understand and connect to and see the world. It is so important to have people and places to begin to feel less alone in that part of your identity too. We've had a lot of people comment about that, how good it feels to find a place where they feel less alone as they're waking up. A lot of people talk about waking up, right? I don't particularly identify with the idea of waking up. I think because I have had connection to spirituality my whole life, but have kind of gotten farther out of contact with it and back in contact with it, at times working more deeply in it and at times backed away from it and then reconnected. So whatever your path is, welcome. Even if you've never watched a card reading, you've never gotten a clearing of any kind, you don't even know what all this is, welcome.
Let's say hello to Jen Ryan from
Hi, Jen.
Nicole, how are you?
Hello.
Please love and please share. Sharing is caring. So this is a free offering that we do, like a real free offering. We're changing it up a little bit today. We're going to try a different format. So if you're familiar with our format, it's different. If you're not familiar with our format, it doesn't really matter then, because it'll still be new for you. So one of the things that we're going to do today is we're going to still do some clearings and cards one-on-one for individuals. Instead of just doing them in order of the ask, what we're going to do is I'm going to take my names as I always do. And then we're just going to kind of do loteria, a lottery. We're going to be picking 3 people to work with and giving them some quick readings. So that's different. We used to take, you said, I want this, gave us permission and all of that. And then we just went down the list. So this will actually allow some people who pop on later on to the show to be able to get that. So because we haven't been able to sometimes get to those people. So we're just changing it up to be a little bit, to change it up. Why not? Change is inevitable, change is good, and we are definitely in a time of change. That being said, we'll do a final clearing at the end for the whole group. So if you want to participate in that, you can stay. And what we're going to start first of all, is a card for the group. We're going to do a card for the group. We're going to kind of talk about kind of the topic and everything like that. What we've noticed is that similar topics happen in the container that we create with you. So what we're going to do is see what that topic might be. It might be something else that you have a question about, but just kind of address that in a longer fashion. If you like how we used to do things and kind of want that very intimate connection one-on-one, we do ice cream socials, 3 Thursdays, 5 people only, where we do for 90 minutes. So you get a really long reading, really long clearing, and you get to be able to be part of a circle. So we do a little bit more than that. We kind of do an opening, breathing, meditation, and stuff like that. If you're interested in being part of that, hashtag ice cream social, and we can send you information to sign up.
I really like how you describe that, because it really is a circle. Not everybody is exactly the same, every group, but what we are doing is really, like I said, I can't emphasize this enough. If you are feeling alone and isolated, this is a really, really good opportunity to be a part of something. It's something that connects people to other people. And not only that, you get guidance through that process. You get a lot of guidance. So if you're feeling like stuck, you don't know which direction to go on a particular topic or area, you just need some kind of reflection and insight from the universe. We got you. We have got you. It is a circle. It's not just like a Zoom group. It is a circle. The shares are very deep. The readings are very meaningful. Every single time we have this circle, everybody in the group talks about, people in the group, I won't say everybody, because everybody, shares something different when they take it away, but repeatedly, we have heard people talk about how much they get from every single person's reading and clearing. It's like not just getting wisdom from your own one-on-one, from 4 other people at the time. You take away things that they feel like they can apply to their own lives, that you can apply to your own life. So
we'd love to see you. We actually do 2. One of them is just for a group in Australia that fills up every week. When we do it, which is 3 weeks in a row. So we would love to invite you to the one that we do for, even if you're from Australia, you can join this one, but that's for kind of a particular group that really loves it and enjoys it.
It's sort of like a private group of community that basically wanted to have their whole own reading group. And so we've created a separate one for them. So the other one that we do is still at a time that will work for Australia and New Zealand. For us, it is going to be 6 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays, usually. Is that right? Yeah.
6 p.m. California time. Yeah.
Pacific time. California time. So if you are in Melbourne, for example, that would be
it's now the
11. That would be 12 noon on Friday. Yeah. That's when it would be for you. So again, would love to have you. If you're interested, hashtag ice cream social. If you're new, welcome, check it out. But if you are longing to not feel so isolated, to really, be a part of a spiritual community where there's a lot of integrity, where there's a lot of respect, we also, through the work that we do, we teach you how to work with other practitioners. So if you're just like out in this big, giant miasma of Facebook and online spiritual workers, and you're like, I have no idea how to pick somebody that is right, that is safe, that has good guidance, right? Part of it is you have to feel into it, but part of it is learning what to look for so that you can trust the people you're working with have integrity. And this is something that we also teach through the way that we do work. So highly recommend it. A lot of people.
Yeah, hashtag ice cream social, and hopefully we will see you. What we're going to do now is a card for the group and kind of do a reading for the group. And then we're going to be you can start putting your requests in. Again, this is a loteria. So all of those who speak Spanish, you know what that means. It means that is a drawing. So if you're interested still in a chakra clearing or a 1-card reading, start writing in your request. Usually the way that we do it, you ask for card or reading. If you have a specific question, we ask you to be specific and then write permission granted. And we'll take your name down. I'll write it all down. And then later on, we'll do about maybe like halfway in, we'll start doing the clearings, the readings once we select. So I still don't have
Try
any
your
requests.
luck.
I know,
So-
try your luck.
So to get on the list, it's the same way as we do it before. If you've watched us before, the way you get on the list is you submit your request. I want a card or a clearing. If it's a card, you let us know what your question is, specific, please, and then say permission granted. So the only difference right now is we're going to start out with like a card reading that is like the theme for this week. And we're going to talk about a shared theme or topic that's coming up in the world through this reading that we do. That is, you can, take what you want from it. That's completely up to you. And after we have reached a point in the live where we've got everybody's names, everybody's submitted their requests, then we are going to draw randomly. Instead of doing it in the order that the requests are submitted, we're going to just try this out. We're going to draw randomly, give people a little bit more of like, we're going to mix it up a little more.
And again, we're changing it up and testing it out. So we're going to see what works best really for people and for what needs to be created. So,
and then at the end, as Marita said, we will do a clearing for the entire group, whoever wants to participate. So there you go. That's what's up. We're going to give it a try. Ice cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. Again, my name is Rose with Live by Design. This is my partner Marita with the Path of Ish. We'll probably reintroduce ourselves as people hop on throughout the live. Please do share and give us lots of comments and loves, because we know how those magical Facebook algorithms work.
yeah, hearts.
So,
if you see me hearting myself, it's because I do love myself.
That's right. Because self-love is so important. Importante. Okay.
So here we go. So Monica, you are on our list. Mura, you are on our list for clearings, and we will be doing, like we said, a little bit later, and we'll draw and see who gets to get one today. I have Olivia Castillo also. I have Sandra Bowling on the list, and I have Joe Zalavolgi. Good to see you back. Card reading about their life. And I'll keep taking these requests, and then once we're done with this card, we will start taking them.
Okay. We had a beautiful moon ceremony last week. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I really loved our moon ceremony. It's another thing that we do is we host regular dark moon and full moon ceremonies.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
This last one was lovely. I brought out my bowls for it. Sometimes I feel like when we're doing healing, it's important to like think our way through things and understand things, and words are powerful. And other times, words are just not what it's about. You just need to.
Okay, let's see what the topic of the group is.
The card that we pulled for the group, this is the Sacred Rebels Oracle card book, Oracle guide, excuse me. This is releasing allegiances.
Well, you know what? That's really funny. You want me? Can I start?
Yeah, please.
If you follow me, I do, or if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, where I do the Mayan calendar every day, sometimes once I get around to it. So, patience is a good thing. Today is a new trecena, which is 13 days, and it's a trecena of abundance. But one of the things, and it's also one of the things that it signifies, it symbols, is the net. It's not just about collecting what you want, but also collecting what you don't want, like being very clear of releasing, allegiances that do not serve you, whether it's people or things or, ¿cómo se dice? People who know me, when I start speaking Spanish, you know why. It's also like looking around your house and saying, do I have enough? And if I have more than that, can I let that go? So abundance here, releasing allegiances, is really looking at your allegiances with what you have and your concept of what you have and your concept of what you don't have, and people as well. So I think it's perfect that this card is coming up, because it's completely in line with the beginning of these next 13 days of the Mayan calendar. which I still have to do a video and a post about.
That is very interesting.
Oh, Olivia, I'm glad you like the Mayan calendar postings. Thank you.
So something I want to talk about when it comes to this topic of releasing allegiances is the idea of how sometimes we choose allegiances with other people and prioritize them over allegiances with our whole self and with the parts of who we are. So, for example, this idea of disowning parts of self, this is something that I've talked about. It's definitely come up today in conversation. And I think this is also a time, and perfectly in connection with the idea of abundance, right? If you are living in a place of abundance and you are manifesting and you are working on manifesting from a sense of disowning yourself for the sake of your allegiances with other people is not going to be a useful way to manifest things into your life. Are there parts of you, whoever needs to hear this today, are there parts of yourself that you are tossing aside for the sake of your outside allegiances? And I don't mean, I'm not talking about making the hard choices, because sometimes there are hard choices, you know, these messages that tell us, oh, it's so simple, just be all of yourself and fuck everybody else. That's so simplistic, right? We're always in relationship. This is not about just screw everybody else and you just be who you want to be, right? Because we exist in relationship to ourselves, to everything around us. It is all about interaction. Nothing we do is in isolation. However, choosing from an empowered place to make a wise decision about how you relate to somebody else, an allegiance or an adversary or an enemy or an ally, like whoever they are, doesn't matter. If you are doing that from an empowered place of self-knowing, where you are still embracing all the parts of who you are, that is going to be a very, very different feeling than if you are disowning and tossing aside critical aspects of your own identity in order to maintain relationships with other people, particularly allyships, allegiances, as this card says, right? Anything else you want to talk about here?
So if you look closely at this card, she's got a bunch of bugs. They look like
they're bees.
Bees, right? Bees. So whenever I talk about how I teach about relationships.
Let's say Tracy. Got it.
Tracy. I can barely read my writing. My wife definitely cannot. So Rose is doing some, I don't know.
I'm going to do a randomizer.
Oh, she's doing a randomizer. Wow. I was just going to close my eyes and do it.
We do a real deal here.
Technology, old school. Anyways, so that being said, one of the things that I was teaching this week was about your alliances, your relationships with things, right? We have to remember that we are no greater or lesser than any living thing. And so when you're learning about spirituality isn't just something up there in the sky, right? Zooming off and like not living your life. It's about learning from the elements and the things and nature that is around us, right? The bees teach us a lot of things. They teach us of community, of responsibility, of different roles and how to support them, right? Trees teach us about communication as well. Bees are also amazing because they have maps in their beings, right? If you're trying to sort through things and trying to find that fruit that you want, that sweetness in your life, you start talking to bees and working with bees. And yes, like talking to them. So I think this is an opportunity for us to release this idea that we cannot be taught by nature, right? And kind of a return to nurturing our nature and understanding about how trees and bees and winds and birds can talk to us and create relations, not as abstract things, but literally create relationships with them. This is how I teach, how I've been taught First Nation teachings of how to be in relationship with things. And that's what life is about. When people are talking about wizardry and magic and all of that stuff, the magic is your relationship. That's where the magic happens, when you allow yourself to learn and observe. I have a student that's going to start doing this opportunity to pray for the elders and with the elders. And why we're elders and our elders so important in our communities, because they've survived. They've lived. Therefore, in just living, you can ask an elder, how did you make it this far? Because I'm having a hard time. Life is not easy. It was never meant to be easy, but you can choose to live with ease. You can choose to embody a different experience and actually embody your body. That's a whole nother conversation. But I'm hoping that more and more people can release allegiances that keep them away from the teachings that Mother Nature has for us, that teach us how to live in balance with ourselves, with her, and with others. And listen to the bees, study the bees.
The last thing I want to add about this releasing allegiances card, because this is a theme for the week, right? We just had the full moon. Pardon me. Got a cat hair stuck. We just had the full moon. Full moon, the energy of the full moon is about how it is the culmination of who you are in that moment. It's the fullness of your expression as a person in that moon cycle, everything that you've been working on. So here we are. The moon is now waning, right? This process of releasing is occurring from the full moon, which was last week. Well, we're still sort of at the weekend, right? But so when we think about releasing allegiances, it's also about releasing stories. And I know a lot of people talk about releasing stories, and sometimes I think it's very abstract and it's not really clear. But when we think about it, stories are the narratives that we have about ourselves that guide how we move through life, right? They guide how we make decisions. They also guide how we judge ourselves for doing or not doing any given thing. They shape what we believe we are going to be able to do, what we're not going to be able to do. They drive what we think people will respond well to and what they won't respond well to. There are so many stories that we have. And when we're releasing allegiances, sometimes it is releasing our allegiance to a story. So think about, it's not always the top story.
Working on that today.
It's not always the most obvious one where you're like, oh, I know what my story is. My story is this. And frequently when I hear people say that and they're just like super quick to answer, what I can tell you is not all the time. Sometimes it's just, it comes up immediately and but what I can tell you is that for people who have done some self-work and self-development, they think they know what their story is because they've done the work before and they've connected to it. And so it's like sort of well rehearsed.
And they know the jargon.
Yeah. Like we know, oh, I know what my story is. My story is that nobody will ever like me for who I am. My story is this and that and this and that. And I'm like, pause.
Deeper.
Pause. Look underneath that story. Backtrack further and talk about the stories that allow that story to exist. This is an opportunity right now because shit is up in the world for you to dig further back, further down, and get more clear on what is the story behind, what is the story underneath, the story that you have come to be very aware of. Maybe like there's some themes that have been going around online, right? Whether it has to do with trauma is this, or, you know, that's one of my favorites because I'm a trauma expert. So sometimes I'm just like, these are sort of helpful,
Actually trained.
sort of helpful, and sometimes not so helpful. It could be a story about empaths and narcissists, right? Super common one. There could be all kinds of stories that we connect to, but there might be a deeper level that is ready to be seen, that is ready to have light shined on it as part of the process of releasing it and transforming that story to see who we can show up as, because we are not meant to be fixed actors. We're not meant to be the same all the time. We are meant to change. And if we have a fixed idea of who we are, as much as it helps to have a solid sense of identity, it's a fine line, because then we might think, A, we can't change, or B, when we do something outside of our self-concept of who we are, suddenly our concept of self crumbles and we don't understand how to recover from that. So it's time to lovingly look underneath the story that is the self holding back story that we think we know so well, and look a little bit further under that and really re-examine.
I like that. Stop the rehearsed story. Because I have a lot of people that I've worked with throughout the years who come with that story, and it's rehearsed, and they can't see behind that, and they've done years of therapy or years of healing, and then they come to you, and I'm like, well, do you actually want to heal? That's one of the questions I ask people before I work with anyone is, do you actually want to heal? Do you actually want to face different things? Do you actually want to change the story? Or are you so attached to the story? Because then if you actually acknowledge and change it, you're going to have to live differently. Just saying.
Hey. Here. One of our cats is very disgruntled about the fact that our neighbors have been doing yard work, so we haven't let them out as much. We've just been taking them on walks because the neighbors have dogs, and we're like, trying to keep her safe. But she does not like it. So if you hear us going, or snapping or squirting or
it's
something.
Not towards you. It's our cats.
It's our kitty Azalea. She's a tenacious bee, that one.
She destroys our house. Anyways.
So there's two. Sandra's?
Yeah. Oh, no, just one. Sorry. Okay, we are almost done taking names for the cards or the clearings. We're going to do a randomizer and do our pick of who we're going to be working today. Again, we're kind of flipping. We are flipping our story here at Ice Cream Social. I'm sorry, Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. We've been doing the same format for 2 years. So we are flipping it up. We're changing it up. We also have a private reading circle and clearing circle on 3 Thursdays every month. We have one this Thursday coming up. If you want to be participate in that, it's a very low cost drop-in. It's 5 people. It's on Zoom. You get very long clearings and readings, time in the circle. We do ceremony, meditation, and it's just really amazing. So Ice Cream Social, if you want that one-on-one plus group kind of feeling. It is very, very
really intimate.
Very, very intimate. And we get to see you, not just you get to see us.
Yeah.
So,
and people frequently say that it's a place where they know they can come and trust us, and they can trust that they can just show up as themselves, whatever's going on, and feel less alone and feel like they're getting good guidance. And that, to me, that combo is priceless. You know, we do keep it really affordable because it's just a special offering that we do. But you know what, honestly, if we don't continue to fill it, because it was like really full at first and then it like petered out for a minute, and then we're like, okay, you know, we're playing around with it a little bit. We might raise the price, frankly. So we'll see. So I would get in on it while you can right now, to be honest, because nothing lasts forever. I think I wanted to say one thing.
Hi, Marita. How are you?
Sometimes we take for granted that the people in our community that we love seeing their work, that it's always going to be there, even if we don't support them. And it can be like an extended community. It doesn't have to be close friends. It could just be anybody, right? I say this as a business owner because I have recognized this, and it's not on our friends to make our business succeed, right? there's a big world out there, but I do want to encourage you, and I do this. This is a practice that I have. If I see somebody doing work that I like, and I care about their work continuing to be in the world, don't be a bystander. Do something. If you can't spend money on it, do something else. Share their post. Give them some love in the comments. It is a huge way that you can support people. Send them a message and be like, you know what? Your work really affects me. You'd be surprised how often people are affected by our, like, I've had this happen a bunch of times. People will be like, I've been watching you for years. Your stuff always inspires me. And they never commented on anything I ever did, right? I had no idea. And it affects me a lot to receive those messages. It's like amazing. And I hear the same because I'm in a lot of business communities, how much it impacts the people that you let know, like, your work means a lot, right? So there's so many ways. So anyway, that's just my personal plug.
Okay, so hashtag ice cream social if you want information of that. One of these coming weeks, we are gonna have Marita Morena. She's in the comments right now. Come and share about her drive that she's doing. She's doing Oracle cards, fundraisers for Oracle cards. Now it seems like everyone's doing it these days. But really, this is a very good dear friend of us, trusted reader and healer. We can probably count the people that we trust on one hand. So definitely give some love to Marita. Marita, you're welcome to
put the link
to your comments and check out. She has this whole fairy oracle card. I myself do not have fairy energy. So I always love meeting people with fairy energy, and Marita is a good friend of mine. She's a fairy, but she's a warrior too. So I like that combination. So if you love the fairies are here, and they're not just some little fairies, are warriors, right? It's just a different mindset. Definitely check out her cards. They're quite amazing. And let's help Marita, part of our community, out.
One of the things that we'll get going here in just a moment. One of the things that I love about Marita's work with these cards is, like, again, they're not your typical what you would assume about the fairies. This is like about manifestation. And the parts of manifestation that Marita talks about in these cards, and I'd invite you to check out the Kickstarter because it's explained a little bit, is like, so much of the conversation around manifestation is really simplistic. And then people feel like they're doing it wrong and there's something wrong with them when they fail, as opposed to recognizing that there's many aspects of it that are not discussed adequately in the work around manifestation. And a lot of this deck is around how the teachings of the fairies have to do with actually, like, doing it in a way that works for you.
Can I say something funny?
Yeah.
The secret doesn't tell you what the secret is. Just putting it out.
Oh my God. I never watched that movie, but I never understood.
Anyways, it's whatever. So let's start.
It says, just feel this way. That's the secret. Just feel this way.
Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the last minute that you can put in your name, and we are going to randomly pick to work with 3 people today. So we are changing up our ¿cómo se dice? Whatever.
We're changing up ice cream Sundays.
We're changing it up.
I think we should actually, next time, let's get a real hat and do it old school. But
like it.
Have a fun hat that we, make it all.
Okay, let's do it.
Awesome. All right, let's do it.
Let's see who we pick. Now we'll make sure that you're still here. If you've left, then, and we call your name, then we will go on to the next randomly selected name.
So we're going to randomize this list, and the person at the top of the new list is going to be the first person. We will draw 3 people's names to do either card or clearing, whatever you signed up for. And then we're going to wrap up with a group clearing at the end. Okay.
And then we'll see you again.
Then we'll say goodbye and hope you come to Ice Cream Social
on Thursday.
Hashtag Ice Cream Social.
Yeah, no one's hashtagging Ice Cream Social, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Okay, so the first person is Sandra. Sandra, are you here? Let us know in the comments if you're here, and we'll do your card clearing.
Add those two.
Oh,
That's fine. Just do it again. Sandra, let us know. Sandra Bowling and Marita too. Okay, Sandra Bowling,
does that
are you
say?
okay.
okay.
Ronica. Sandra Bowling, are you here with us? Let us know. Yes, Sandra is here. There you go. First one in, and you got picked. You randomly got picked. Isn't that hilarious? So, Sandra, I saw in your comments that you wanted to clear fear. So, do you want a clearing? Just let us know in the comments.
I'm gonna guess that is a clearing.
I just want to make sure, Sandra, you're good for a clearing. I'm here. Hi, Jeannie. Good to
Thank
see you,
you.
Jeannie. Jeannie has joined us on Ice Cream Socials.
I know,
So
and
has,
the moon ceremonies.
So Sandra, we're just gonna do a clearing.
We're gonna do a clearing.
We're gonna do a clearing. Clear? Okay. For your partner, Joshua.
Wait, what?
We
don't do people who aren't a part of the group.
We can't, because we believe in, ¿cómo se dice? Consent. Unless that person is asking for themselves, we can't. But what we can do is we can clear the energy, how his fear affects you. Are you okay? Oh, you're together. Okay. Okay. They're together. He's watching. Joshua, are you watching as well?
All right.
She says they're together. So we're gonna trust you, Sandra, and we're gonna do this for Joshua, who should be watching. But then again, we do not do it for other people. And okay.
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes we watch something from Marita's account, like our friend who's a reader. But
so Joshua, here you go. Joshua can. The flavor that I got immediately, this is Joshua. Yes, I'm here. Hi, Joshua. Thanks so much. I got a flavor immediately, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. I got limoncello. Now, the image that I have two images of limoncello in my life that really kind of hit me. One was when I was in Italy trying to come back with a bottle of limoncello that did not fit into my suitcase. I just opened it up in the airport and drank it.
The whole bottle?
As much as I could.
Oh my God.
It was ridiculous. I was young, we do stupid things. But
I love it.
other image that I have of limoncello is actually it being made in this amazing restaurant. I don't even remember where it was, that I was going to in my day job. And it was this whole process. So it was this wall of lemons in different areas of stages of preservation to make limoncello. And it was just this, it was beautiful. And it was also kind of showing you and putting on display change, age, receptivity, and just how, so many times when we are changing, right, when we have fear, right, we can't see how far we have come. Right? Fear is at the root of many things, and it can have many, many names. So what's coming in for you for here, which is actually for your throat chakra, is what are you speaking? What are the stages and the parts of your story that you're speaking, which is perfect with the card that we had releasing allegiances. And this is saying, take a step back and look at all the times when you were brave. Look at all the different slivers of courage that you've had. Rose has an amazing group called
The Adventurers Club.
The Adventurers Club that talks about courage. She actually takes people through the steps of how to be courageous and take those steps, right? So what this clearing is about is to clear all those words that of self-doubt, judgment, right? And also unrealistic expectations of yourself and of others that just sets you up to believe that everyone will fail you and you will fail everyone. And that kind of isolation that comes from all of that. hey, look, people are scary. Trust me. I'm right there with you. But this is a different wound, right? And this is really about self-empowerment. We speak creation. So this is to clear that up and to help you look at the stages in your life where you actually have had courage. That's what I got.
Okay.
Sorry.
I got it. I got a different flavor for you. I got Jamocha almond fudge.
Ooh,
it might be a flavor that you're
Jamocha.
familiar with. It is actually a Baskin Robbins flavor. And so it has like, coffee ice cream with this like chocolate ribbon and almonds in it. And the interesting thing about this is actually, part of the reason this came through is because it reminds me of a really specific person that I knew when I was younger. And I'm not feeling like this is a coincidence. This person was a parent of somebody that I was very close with, who, when I'm getting this flavor for you, particularly because the topic was shared was around fear, right? There is something about, I think, your relationship with a parent, whether they are living or dead, that shaped your relationship around fear. And you're probably saying, yeah, you're a sucky psychic. Obviously, our relationships with our parents shaped our relationship with our parents shaped our experiences around fear.
So funny. That's
but
funny.
The point of this is that this is coming through to tell you, like, this is like, it's this idea of ghosts in the nursery. Have you ever heard this phrase before? It's a really famous phrase by an incredibly well-known child trauma therapist who's amazing work. And she talks about ghosts in the nursery. And for me, this flavor coming through for you right now, for the purpose of clearing this fear that you have, is like, this is a ghost. This is a ghost from your past. This fear that you're dealing with right now, if that's the issue, is a ghost from your past. And while that may seem obvious, sometimes what you have to do is really look at the ghost in the face and be like, whose ghost is showing up and living inside of me, and what ghost in my family history is living its way through my life? And then you need to decide how and if you banish that ghost. You resolve that, you end that intergenerational pattern in your family. You get to be done with that ghost in the nursery, but it's time to really look at who that ghost is. Person, feeling, habit, but it's probably connected to a specific person, and really look at it and clear it. And it's sort of like, remember the Sixth Sense movie, where he has to like talk to them and figure out, like, what do you want? And sometimes it's just about being seen and being understood. And so what I would really encourage for you is to, with support, start looking at and talking and really communicating with this fear inside of yourself as a representation of a multi-generational lineage in your family, something that keeps popping up, it keeps being passed on, because people aren't looking at the ghost, or they're just surviving.
Okay.
So that's where we're going to leave it today. I hope that this flavor supports you in that process, right? The sweetness is there.
Yeah. Let us know how that lands. Thank you so much. Just connecting. Thanks, Joshua and Sandra.
The next person is
next randomly selected person.
Veronica.
Veronica wants a clearing.
Awesome. Okay,
let's make sure Veronica is still here. Ve, are you still here with us? You're just joining. This is my name is Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish.
I'm Rose with Live by Design. This is Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. But if you would like to join us for a more in-depth reading circle and clearing circle, we do Ice Cream Social. It is 3 Thursdays out of the month. We would love to have you. And we've talked about it quite a bit, but we really would love to have you join our sweet little circle of clearings and readings. Okay,
here we go. Wait, can we stop? Can we redo it? I just got thrown off. When you start talking, can you do that?
I got blood orange. Oh,
I got grasshopper.
grasshopper.
Like grasshopper, like the flavor.
I thought you meant real grasshopper.
No, not real grasshoppers.
Whatever. Don't
Okay,
act
go.
like that's weird. I got blood orange for you. And this is a beautiful flavor. God, what a gorgeous, gorgeous fruit the blood orange is. This is for your heart. This is just an all around, like really, really good, like kind of how vitamin C is good for colds and helping your immune system. This blood orange is like that for your heart and for your love and for your tenderness, for that tender self, that gentle, tender self, that sensitive self, right? Many times we have like a big protection around our heart because it is doing its job, protecting our heart. But right now, this blood orange is here not just to support that protection, but to support your heart underneath it, give you like a little bit of an immune boost in the area of your love, not just your romantic love, but the area of your ability to have an open heart in this world. This blood orange is coming to be like, you can do it. I'm going to support you. So just really appreciate and let that flavor of blood orange soak in. What flavor did you get?
So I got grasshopper, which is a combo of mint and
right.
chocolate, right? And kind of grasshopper pie. I'm looking at these pies and I'm like, I would love an ice cream pie right now. That would make me so happy.
Oh my gosh.
That being said, this is for your third eye. And the mint and the chocolate, great combination, right? Kind of liven it up, lighten things up, and also the chocolate to kind of ground things. So this clearing is to lighten the heaviness that you've been having, to ground it into your body. Your body actually has much more information than your brain does. Your brain's a processor, right? Let it be a processor, but your body has knowledge. Indigenous people teach that the seat of your potential is in your bones, in your marrow, which is DNA. So your body actually knows a lot more how to deal with life, a lot more than your brain. So this is just to clear that out, to allow yourself to drop into your heart, drop into your body, and learn from your body. So how do you do that? Talk to it. I talked to my body. I remember one time I was doing yoga. I was doing this Bikram yoga in this really crazy sweaty pose, and my brain was like, and I just said, what do you want? And it calmed down. I was like, oh, you're gonna listen to me? I'm like, can you please help me get my leg up above my head right now and balance and not fall? And it was like, okay. So this is about clearing that up, and also just creating that wisdom, that kernel of wisdom.
I love it. Beautiful.
There we go.
Let us know how that landed. We always love to know the impact of the clearings and the readings that we do. Share for us what comes up, how it landed for you. So beautiful. So the next person and final person on our list is Monica.
Monica wanted a clearing. Monica, are you still with us? Let us know. If you are new to what we're doing, welcome. If you've been watching us for 2 years, we've been doing free cards and clearings for 2 years. We've changed it up a bit. So just watch us. And I love them both. Pure perfection. It was spot on. Yay, Vay. And
beautiful.
It's good to see you. It's been a while. She's like, are you in a new home? And I'm like, yes.
Yes, we are. And also notice our background is so fabulous.
Yeah.
We have been still figuring out with the lighting in this house, like where the best spot to do it is. And we have some construction happening right behind our office space right now. So we are doing it in the living room, looking out at the beautiful ocean and bringing some of that Pacific Ocean energy into our work today.
There you go. So Monica Bar Gonzalez. Hey, I'm so happy that you got picked, Monica. Good to see you. Thanks so much for being a great supporter. Let's do your clearing.
Okay. Oh, and after this, we will be doing
clearing for the group. So before she even hit the bell, I got a flavor, and I got, so in Mexico, where I come from, where I live, breathe, everything. Are you doing the thing? I got cacahuates, but not just cacahuates, but cacahuates japoneses. It's a type of, what do you guys call it here? I don't think you have that.
It's like a snack.
Yes, but it is peanuts, but they are in this kind of shell covering.
I don't think there's
nothing
specific name. It's just like
Anyway, so cacahuates japoneses, that's what I grew up with. My father loved them. We loved them. It was this, it's like these, they're not even candy. They're like these coated, whatever.
It's like cracker around a peanut, kind of, right?
But it's not crumbly. It's hard.
No,
Anyways.
like, you know, Japanese rice crackers.
Yeah, around a
kind
peanut.
of like that around
yeah.
a peanut,
There
right?
you go. So it's like, I don't know. So what this is coming is actually for your heart center. And this is saying this is time right now in this Dharasana that we have of abundance to plant your seeds. What do you want to plant? Therefore, you have to be able to navigate your relationships, the ones that are keeping you from your truth and letting go, just like the card that we had, releasing allegiances. One of the things that you might want to look,
bring it back.
Hey, one of the things that you want to might look into is your relationship with the mineral kingdom, specifically the stone people, right? Not crystals, the stone people. The stone people are our ancestors. So this is saying there's something there in your heart, ancestral lineage, that is not allowing your potential to shine. So as you plant new things, there's something there blocking it that's kind of like throwing not extra dirt, getting your seeds out and ripping them out of what you're trying to create, because there's a block there from your ancestral line. So this is to help clear it. This is actually it's not going to clear it completely. This is to allow you to know and pinpoint where that is, and then get help. Call us, come to our ice cream social. We can do deeper work.
Yeah, I'm glad that you named that, because there is only a certain amount that we can do in this very like open forum.
Yeah.
So there's other reasons that you might want to be a part of our ice cream socials beyond just like it's longer, it's more intimate. Different levels of work can happen when we're not holding a space that's for so many people, right? It's different. Anyway, so the flavor that I got for you is actually lime, but it's not sorbet, it's lime ice cream, specifically that cream and lime flavor.
I'm lucky.
Oh, sounds like a lime cream soda. Did you ever have those?
I want dessert.
You have cookies.
I know.
Maybe we can make something else for you.
No, I got to go work.
We're going to do that too. So lime ice cream. Oh God, it just sounds so good. I think there's definitely like a personal nostalgic element to this for you. I don't know what you had or when, but there's something specifically tied into like a memory that you may or may not remember, but it's very clearly like a personal, this lifetime kind of thing situation. And there's something about the flavor here that for me, similar to you, was connected to like traditional kind of Latin desserts. Latin is not the right word, but like you had this like Mexican, you know, snack food, right? There's an element of this that's connected to like family ancestry and your identity and your history and wherever. I don't know enough about you to know exactly what it is, but it is important for you. And it is important for you because there are times when we make up a story to try to understand what's going on about our feelings of being out of place, about being maybe having a hard time with friendships, having a hard time with relationships, never quite feeling connected to a certain place. When the reality is, even though we make up a story that that's like your life and it, suddenly your story can be, oh my God, I'm shitty at relationships. I don't have emotional intelligence, yada, yada. You get the idea, right? This is having to do with identity and taking for granted that maybe there's some stories that you're making up about yourself and whether you fit in or don't fit in as a person in the world, when really it's about who you're around, who you are and aren't connected with right now, whether you're in a community that helps you feel at ease and connected to your values. I've seen this happen over and over again with people where they start making up stories about being bad or out of place people, when really, like, if they just lived in a different community, they would be completely like connected, and it would be normal, and they would feel like, oh my God, my people, right? So this is coming through to remind you how important it is to not make up those stories and to find your people, be connected to your people. right? That blood is thicker than water thing. It doesn't have to be biological.
Okay.
Disconnecting. It is time for the clearing for the group. This is a consent only type situation. You want to tell them what that means?
So that means if you want to participate, you have to write permission granted in the comments. That's it. If you don't write that, you won't get the clearing. It's as easy as that. And if you're trying to figure out what time zone you're in, go to Google and then put 6 p.m. Pacific time and then convert it to your time. And then you will know what time it is.
You could just say, what time is it currently in San Francisco?
Yeah. And then you'll know.
Yep. So, thank you so much for joining us. As Marita said, you can put permission granted in the comments if you want to be a part of this final ice cream clearing for the whole group. Thank you for being a part of this space, a part of this community and this offering today. You can also write into the comments, what are you trying to release? What are you trying to release? Add that into the mix for this clearing. All right.
Vámonos.
Ready to go?
Naranja dulce, limón partido, dame un abrazo que yo te pido. Good, covered up. Orange, that is what I'm getting. Orange, not even orange sherbet. Although, no, let's go orange sherbet. My family used to go when we were in Michigan to this place called Zender's, I believe, and have these Bavarian village, right? And you go and you buy Christmas ornaments and stuff like that. And you get a chicken thing and then a chicken dinner and you share. Why am I going on about this? But you get this little ice cream, you can sorbet that you can mix with vanilla and you get a little magical animal on it. So this is the animal that's coming in is a little orange giraffe on top of an orange sherbet. That's the clearing that we're getting. And this is really about, you know, again, it's about having a different perspective. You know, I worked with some kids in Africa on an art project and they said that they painted giraffes purple because they're like, that's what the color they are. What are you talking? They saw them in purple. If you go to different parts of the continent of Africa, if you're in Uganda,
like the brown part is purple.
Uganda, Kenya,
interesting.
They would see with the colors of the light that brown part was kind of purple. And I'm like, okay, I see what you're seeing now. So this is really about your reality is based on your information and on information that many times was handed to you generation after generation after generation, which includes, it's not, you know, it includes the filter of what was good at that time. It doesn't mean that you have to continue to carry it. We have changed. The world has changed. So this is about getting back to that. Seeing giraffes instead of being yellow and brown as you were taught, are they maybe purple or orange? This is just a clearing for your whole chakra system to reset it as we step into this trecena of abundance these next 13 days. I hope that you can become abundantly clear on what you have and what you don't have and what is bringing you life and what is not, and let go of your allegiances that are not giving you life, which might include the stories that you have about yourself when you're speaking from your wounds. Gosh. That's it, everyone.
I have had some allegiances. When you said it right there, I remembered I used to be in friendships and relationships with people. And I realized after a while, I was like, what am I getting out of this? I'm doing it. I don't even know why anymore. Right? Yeah. It's time to pause. It's time to pause and look at that and really gather your energy back in. If it's been spread in a lot of directions that are not really your allies anymore. Thank you so much for being here. This is Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. Join us for Ice Cream Social.
Hashtag Ice Cream Social. 3 Thursdays, the next 3 Thursdays.
Do it. Yep. Just do it. Get on it. Don't even waffle around. Get it. Waffle cone. Boom. We're funny as hell too. Usually we joke a lot more than we did today, but just get in on Ice Cream Social. If you need me to be pushy, I'm going to be pushy because I think it's amazing. It's like an amazing, amazing offering. I know, but I'm not usually pushy with those people.
That's true.
So
Marita, everyone, Jen, Tracy, Joe, Monica, Mora, Olivia, Sandra, January, Paul, Michelle, hey. Thank you so
good to
much.
have
Shoshana
you.
Price, thank you for having us. Please like, please share, follow our pages, our business pages. It means a lot to us. Every like that we get
really
boosts
does.
our post. It allows our
This
message.
one cries every time a like goes away.
I
Not
do.
even joking.
I do. I actually do. Helps us get our message through this vortex, which we call Facebook. So help us shine our light.
That's right.
By following us, liking what we post, and being of support.
All right. Until we see you next time,
Mahalo
remember to live your life
to the sweetest.